everyone, my name is Karina and welcome back to my channel. We're continuing on my panning journey today by celebrating empties. I enjoy empty videos because it allows a little bit of a more deep dive review of the products that someone has actually used up. And so that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. As you can see here, my box is overflowing, so we've got lots of things to dive into today and basically a few ground rules for how my empties are going to be working. As I kind of fill up this box and I have enough product to really talk about within a video, that's going to be how I'm going to be doing these uploads. So you'll want to make sure that if you do enjoy empty videos, you are subscribed to my channel because they don't have a set schedule, again, based on what I am using up. The other ground rule that I have for my empties is that I don't want to spoil anything that's coming in a project pan. So any of the project pans that I am doing. So I have finished products connected to my projects that I have going on. So you're going to see some very exciting updates coming up for update number 1. But they won't be featured here. They won't make it until the next round of empties. So that way we help avoid any spoilers for you guys. One final component, of course, I will be saving all of my empties throughout the year so we can do one of those big year-end empties to see exactly how much I've been able to use up. So without further ado, let's jump in. Let's see what I've got in my box. This particular empties is going to feature some hair care, some body care, skin care, and I even have some makeup items in here as well. First item is a hair care empty. Of course, hair care isn't a main focus on my channel because, as you can probably tell, I don't really do anything with my hair. But this, I actually quite enjoyed this. This is the OGX. This was their Cherry Blossom shampoo. It smelled really nice. Yeah, there's still a little bit of that scent there. So it smelled nice. It worked well for my hair. I do have another of these downstairs, so I'm excited. I'm probably going to save that one a little bit. But I did really enjoy this particular one. In terms of the soap category, we finished a hand soap. It feels like it takes forever for us to go through hand soaps, partly because, you know, when you're out working and you're not at home all day, it takes a little bit longer and there are only 2 of us in the household. This one comes from Dove. This is their lavender and yogurt foaming hand wash, and I do enjoy the foaming ones. They're just a bit more of a fun experience that I find. This particular one's had at our kitchen, so it also took a fairly long time to go through, but this one is now complete. 2 small little soaps. These ones were for the body. These came from the I Love soap line. So I have vanilla and ice cream and strawberries and milkshake. Now I had bought these a very long time ago. It came in a set with a whole bunch of different scent options, and I had given away some of them as part of Christmas gifts for people. But I did keep 3 of them for myself. There was a lime one and there were these 2. And the scents were the whole reason why I kept them. I do love my vanillas. I do love my strawberries. But I think I did keep these a little bit too long before I did go ahead and use them. So they didn't smell bad, but they didn't smell as great as they had once done. So I made a priority to get these finished up. This one had... yeah, they both have 100 milliliters in it, so it didn't take too long to actually go through them once I had started. There is a very tiny little bit left in the bottom that I just cannot get out. But these guys are now done. Some other body-related items. The next one also took me a very long time to go through. I tend to use this one when I'm in the shower, and that is this guy here. So this one came from Mary Kay. This is their Satin Smoothie Refining Shea Scrub in white tea and citrus. Very light scent, so not bad. I did enjoy this one for a hand exfoliant, so especially try to keep them from getting so darn dry. And just for ease of use, the shower was nice. What took me a long time to use this one up was as you're trying to pump product out, and it's in the shower, right? Eventually, the straw had a hard time getting the stuff that was around the edges. So what I have to do is I have to unscrew it, try to jiggle some product out, scrape it onto my hand, and then use it from there. So that really slowed down the progress on this guy. But I did get it done, and I do have a different one in my shower right now. I'm a little bit more excited about that scent. I think it's like citrus rose or something like that. It's a little bit stronger on the sensorial experience. but I did enjoy it. Got it, used it. And then there's this little guy. This came to me in a BoxyCharm. This is the Bali Balm. This was their pineapple lip scrub. So we had, it was at 15 milliliters of product in here. Smelled really good. Pineapple isn't normally something I enjoy, but something about the scent of pineapple I do actually quite enjoy. And the actual scrub wasn't bad, right? It was softer a little bit in terms of its exfoliation, but it still felt like it did enough. So although I did mostly like this, this wouldn't be anything I would repurchase, but the scents and the application was nice. All right, let's move on to skincare now. So we're going to start off with some samples of some stuff that I have used up, starting with this little guy right here. This was just a little sample of the Sephora AHA Firming Sleeping Cream. So it was just 2 milliliters in there. Got a couple nice use out of it. It was fine. That's about all I can say about it. It's not like it was fantastic enough that it's like, oh, I need to purchase this. It was more, I've got the sample, let's just get it done. So I did. If you guys saw my Shoppers Drug Mart 25 Days of Beauty Surprises Advent Calendar unboxing, then this guy looks familiar for you. This was the Florence by Mills. This was their Floating Under the Eyes Depuffing Under Eye Gel Pads. And I did keep the inside as well, just so you can kind of see. It was nice that it helped preserve it, but it is a lot of extra packaging. And you can kind of see the cloud kind of shape. So we had one on this side, one on this side. It was fine. It wasn't great, right? This is a single use. It came in a fair amount of packaging, which isn't ideal. I prefer something like this to come in like a tub. But again, that defeats the purpose of a sample for this. And what I noticed when I did wear them is they had a hard time adhering to the under eye area. So they did tend to fall down a little bit. And I noticed that basically right away. Like I wore these just laying in bed, just watching videos. So they had like nothing to help move them essentially. But even then they were down a fair amount from where I had placed them. So tried it, used it, not really a fan. And then I have this little sample of, this is the Roche-Posay. This is their Pure Niacinamide 10 Serum. So just a little sample of it. And it was fine. I do like niacinamide, but it did have a scent to it. Kind of like a floral, herbally kind of scent. And the scent alone, like, was fine for a sample of this size. I only had 3 milliliters of product in here, so it was fine to power through for that. But because of that scent, I'm not interested in trying anything bigger of this guy. This came to me from BoxyCharm. This is the Do With The Gods. This is their under eye pads. I might actually keep this packaging because, you know, throw a Christmas gift in there, like a gift card or something, a little different. These under eye pads came with 10 pairs in them, and they were fine. Under eye pads, I don't know how much they actually do for me in particular, even though theoretically they should do lots, because that tends to be a problem area for my skin. But they were fine. They were okay. I did like these better than the Florence by Mills. They were okay. The next two items come from us, also from Mary Kay, and I'm trying to use up a fair amount of these items from my collection. And this one is kind of like a retinol boosting serum. So this is the Mary Kay. This is the Clinical Solutions. This is their C line reducer. So it has vitamin C in it. It's supposed to help boost the retinol products. And I tended to use that one at night. Safe for face, safe for neck. This is actually my second bottle of this guy. So it's fine. It might be doing stuff. I am honestly not the best at judging that kind of thing, especially since I'm not consistent with my product types, right? A lot of these things do come to me from things like BoxyCharm, so that tends to dictate a little bit more what I am using, so I'm constantly moving things through and trying them out. But I did enjoy this one, and my skin did seem to like it. And the last skincare item is the Mary Kay Timewise. This is their Age Minimize 3D Night Cream. So it's supposed to help with cell renewal. And this one is specifically for more normal skin with a pink strip. I did have to cut into it to make sure I did get as much out of there as possible. So I generally do try to cut into most items, depending what they are. And I do enjoy this particular moisturizer, right? Nice, easy to use. It's not like the most fun. It's a good basic moisturizer. It doesn't have a lot of scent or anything to it. But yeah, I do enjoy this particular one. Before we get into the makeup, I do have one nail polish that I have used up. It is not one that was like a focus product in my project polish, so it's not a spoiler here, but I will talk about it again since it was a topper that I used. This poor beat up thing. This is the Color Institute 6 milliliter bottle, and there is, as you guys can see, still some product left on the bottom, but I just cannot get it out. So it's a very, well, it looks quite pink in here. It's a lot of base though, but does leave a little bit of that kind of shimmeriness behind, so a little bit of sparkle there. You'll see it in action on the manicure I'd applied it on in January. But like I said in my project polish, right, if I can't get product out, right, I'm not gonna sit there, I'm not gonna add nail polish thinner, right, I'm not gonna dump it all out and just the hassle of all of that. So I used as much as I could out of this, and this is my first nail polish that I have finished off for this year. Now for the makeup, the exciting stuff here for you guys. The first thing I finished up is a little foundation. This one comes from NYX. This is their Total Control Pro Drop Foundation, and my shade was in Light Ivory. So you can see the color there, and it's fine. At first I was hesitant because, you know, it is like a drop foundation. Okay, so get a little bit there. And I do prefer a pump or a squeezy tube. Just makes it easier. But this was fine. I did enjoy it. But I would not purchase this one myself. So this, Canadian prices, because up here in Canada, I think this retails for like $23. And I went through this pretty quickly. I think it only took me like a month and a half to 2 months to go through this entire bottle. And basically I just went start to finish. I tend to like to have only one foundation kind of going at a time. 13 milliliters of product in here. It moved quickly. It seemed nice. It did give some decent kind of coverage, but ultimately just not worth it. And you can see all of the windowing occurring in this item here, especially right there at the back. This guy took me so long to get through. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. Mine was in the shade Dark Brown. This came to me in a BoxyCharm when they had the Anastasia Beverly Hills Takeover box, which was not this last July, but the July before that. At that time, I was still working on something similar to this, right? The triangular tip. It was the brow pencil from Tristique, and that took me quite a while to go through. And this one also took me a long time. So you have a spoolie on this one side, and then on this side you had where the triangular tip was. And at the end, like the little bit that was left just kind of fell out on me one day, so a little bit of some wasted product there. But yeah, there's nothing else in there. I did like it, but I do think I prefer a micro tip, and that's the pencil I'm using right now. So although it was fine, and it lasted a very, very long time, I don't think I'm interested in repurchasing this one. Guys, I finished a cream blush. This is the first cream blush and also the first blush that I have ever finished, and it is super broken packaging. This came from Wander Beauty. This was their Double Date Lip and Cheek product. So on the bottom, there was what could be used as a lip balm or kind of like a glossy kind of cream highlighter on the cheek. And that broke off, and basically when that broke off, I didn't like it on the cheeks, that balm on the cheeks. I just used it like a lip balm when I was getting ready in the morning. But one morning when I was getting ready, it fell on the floor. And because I have dogs, there wasn't really salvaging it at that point. So the bottom I wasn't able to get the use out of, and I've thrown that out a very long time ago since the packaging is broken. It wouldn't stay connected. The top is also broken, as you guys can tell, and you can kind of see the remnants of that color. It was kind of like an orangey coral color. It did pair very nicely with the face palette I was using. It was the True and Luscious Lucky Glow palette, which if you saw my plan to pan makeup, right, you saw that blush right in there. So these two paired very well together, which is how I got a lot of use out of it. So I had almost had it done by the summer by the end of the summer, I used it quite extensively then because I was trying to get it finished because of the broken packaging. Right, even now what you can see is just sliding all over the place. And I had just a little bit left when this color, as a summer color, right, wasn't working as well in later fall and in winter. So I just kind of kept up the momentum of using it at least 5 times a month. Got this guy finished, and I'm thrilled about it. I'm very excited. Would I buy one of those products again? Probably not, simply because I wasn't a big fan of the bottom part, that kind of balmy component, which is still like half the product. But there wasn't as much blush in it, which is part of the reason why I was able to get through it fairly quickly. And this was the last item that I was able to make my way through. So this is the Olay. This is their Mist Ultimate Hydration Essence. This was their energizing one with vitamin C and bergamot in it. What it can be used for, it's a hydrating mist. It can be used just to simply hydrate the face, like a skincare kind of product. It can also be used to set or refresh your makeup. Did it do that very well? I'm not sure. It's not like it ruined makeup. I just don't know if it really helped with the longevity of the makeup, which is generally what I would prefer to have in a makeup setting product, or makeup setting spray. Yeah, it did have a nice kind of citrusy smell to it. I did enjoy that component. The mister was fine. As long as you had it a bit more at a distance, it worked fairly well. And I think it only took me a couple months to work my way through this guy. And there we go. Those are my empties so far. So starting us off for January 2023. And of course, I will be saving all of these for the end of the year empties as well. So if you liked this video, make sure you hit that like button down below. Leave me a comment if you've used any of these products before, what you enjoy yourself, etc. And of course, make sure you do subscribe so that you can see when I do my next empties. So I do have some items that are going to be very close. I do the items that I've been able to achieve my goals on and finish in some of my other project pans. So hopefully it's not going to be too long before the next one. But again, because it's not a scheduled video, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss it if you do enjoy empties. Thank you so much for joining me and celebrating this milestone in my panning journey. And I will see you guys in my next video very soon. Have a wonderful day.